What's up, everybody? Salandia Hammond here, affectionately known as Sueham, baby. Also known to some of y'all as a thug motivator with sueham.com. Give me a second. I want to share this broadcast to my page, and then I want to talk to y'all about what I have written above, that anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. And I want to tell you exactly what I mean by that by sharing a personal story with you, if you will oblige me to do so. Matter of fact, as you're coming on, tell me where you're from and share the broadcast. So as you are coming on, tell me where you're from, and then I'd like for you to share the broadcast. All right, let's get started, baby. Thank y'all so much for giving me those few seconds. Dr. Tiffany Wright, hey, you people that are on, Crystal, Quentin, Rara Bracy. Let me go ahead and get it kicked off here. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Now, what do I mean by that? I heard that quote, and I don't remember who said it. I'm going to research it once I get off of here. Hey, Dr. Wright, keep doing a great job that you're doing. And I'm going to research who said that because it resonated with me. If you love doing something, right? If it's worth doing it, you may do it poorly at first. Get that? At first. But if you continue to better yourself, you will get better. Now, let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. Sanford, North Carolina in the house. Come on, tell me what y'all looking at me at. Where you're from, all right? State where you're from, your city and your state. Let me tell you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. 8 days ago, we were in Wilmington, North Carolina with my stage play, Rise Up. And we had people that were in attendance that was their first time ever attending a live stage play. And for them, they were like, oh, it was amazing. And the audience, the Wilmington audience was bananas. Let me just go ahead and say that anyways. They were bananas. And they had such great things to say. Columbia, South Carolina in the house. What's up? And as I'm watching the reviews, because Tanya Mormon, she's an amazing poet, an amazing director, an amazing lady behind the lens. She does our background footage, Tanya Mormon out of Florence. And so when she sends me the footage, I get to see what people are feeling, what they're saying. I get to look at their face because, in my opinion, your face tells the whole story. And so I'll know if you're telling me the truth. And when I get to see and hear and feel the energy of people saying that the story is put together well, the play was written well, the actors were well, it was produced and directed well, I become amazed. But let me tell you why. Because as a young girl, I always wrote, but I never thought I was any good. I always wanted to be the actor. I wanted to be in front of the film, in front of the camera. I never thought that as a writer, I was any good, but yet I loved writing. Go get that. But I always played down my skills. And it wasn't until I started growing up and I realized that I was living in an area where I was, and it wasn't just always Winsburg County. It was even when I was in the military. I realized that I was in areas where I wasn't going to be put on stage for acting because the opportunities just weren't there. And so I actually went through a divorce. And one of the therapeutic things to help me through my divorce was to write a stage play. And it was awful. I had never in my life written a stage play before. Hey, Yumikia. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Lakita. I had never in my life written a stage play before, but I had such joy writing it because I had all these characters in my head and these voices and these mannerisms and gestures and nuances that they all had. And I just wanted to get it on paper. And I looked at it and I was like, man, this is not great. But I continued to write, not knowing at that time that it would lead to years later being able to travel to different states and see my work come to life. All I knew was that I loved it. So as I started to get more serious about my stage plays and writing, I decided, okay, it's time to let somebody look at it. Now see, and I'm in this story I'm sharing with you, I'm hoping that you will get the nuggets that I'm trying to impart, because I knew that I wasn't where I needed to be, but I also knew that I had to open myself up to let others come in to help to groom me to get me to where I needed to be, which means I was going to get my feelings hurt. Come on, somebody. Some of us don't want to get our feelings hurt. We don't want to be told the truth. We want to be told that lie because the lie makes us feel so good. I'm trying to straighten up my shirt, but it's twisty. Because the lie makes us feel so good. So I started enrolling in some classes online because I didn't know the structure of a play or the structure of a story, none of that stuff. All I wanted to do was open up. At the time, I was writing it. I was writing in my tablet, old school, baby. I just wanted to write. And then I got to the computer and I started typing it on the computer. And I just wanted to type a story. I didn't know about no software, no Final Draft, no Celtics, none of that stuff. I just wanted to get the story out. I was using freaking Word, Microsoft Word. But here's what I want to tell you. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first, but you have to get better. If you want to be taken seriously, you have to learn the verbiage. You have to use the software, and you gotta speak the language of that particular thing that you want to do. So I was sending my writing off. Well, I was joining groups and I started reading and I started writing more and writing more. And then I started putting on stage plays. And at the time I thought they were amazing, but there were a lot of loopholes. There were things that needed to be fixed, And I was just like, man, I just want to be a better writer because I love doing this. And I don't want to do a disgrace to the art. You know what I mean? And I know that art is subjective. I could love something, you could hate it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to love what I do. I wanted to be proud of it. I wanted to stand firm, flat foot, because I'm flat foot, and say, this is some of the best stuff that you will ever, ever, ever read or see on stage. And I didn't want to feel like, oh, I'm lying to these people. Oh my God, I don't know about this. And so I wanted to get better. So I started joining groups. I started writing every day. I started looking for the loopholes. I started asking God to show me the story, to break it down. I didn't know what the terminology should be. It wasn't a lot of information on the internet at that time when I started. And then as time began to go on, I started to meet people. Then these courses started to come out, like master class. Then there was the Urban Playwrights United group that I joined with clearly close to 2,000 playwrights in there where I could ask questions. I was no longer alone. Then I came across this book from Vanessa Lynn, Beyond the Chitlin Circuit's Playwright Guide. And I ordered it. I ordered the Kindle version. And it's a few days ago, I ordered the hardback version. I ordered the Kindle version about 2 years ago. And I read the book and I was like, oh my God, where was this when I needed this in 2008? But things appear when they're supposed to, because I really didn't get serious and get started until 2015. And ever since then, we've been going hard and strong. But I ordered this book again. I wanted the hardback because we're getting ready now to take our plays to different cities. And I wanted to refresh my mind about touring and budgets and things of that nature, because I understand that 2 years ago, mentally, and dealing with experience, I wasn't where I am today. And so I know that there's something in there that can really take me to a different level. But here's the thing. I started sending my scripts off to people to look at, and they would like, ugh. They wouldn't be like, they tell you the good stuff and they tell you your weaknesses. And I had to realize, okay, that's a part of the process of getting better, you have to be, if it's worth doing, right, it's worth doing poorly at first. But if you really want to do this thing and you love what you're doing, you perfect it, you get better. Larry Bird shot 500 free throws every day before school. That's because he wanted to be one of the best shooters in the league. 500. I tried shooting like 10 in a row and I was winded. Don't believe me, go out there. When we get off this broadcast, go outside, get the ball, try to shoot 20 shots in a row, nonstop. That takes a lot of stamina. That takes a lot of focus and discipline. So I'm sure that when he started, I'm sure Larry Bird wasn't the best, but oh my God, number 33 from the Boston Celtics, that's one of the names, Larry Bird, one of the names that you will always forever remember. And it's because he started poorly at first, but he got better as he kept going. So I would get critiques on my writing and I would learn and I would improve. And then I would go back and I would read my stories, and I would go back and I would read other stories, and I would sit there and I would listen. I would order the master class, Shonda Rhimes master class, Aaron Sorkin's master class, Spike Lee's master class. These classes, $90. And it's a funny thing that started happening to me. The more I started to order these courses, things started to come to me for free. Then the next thing you know, the software that I wanted, which was Final Draft, it was given to me for free. Then the next thing you know, I ordered like 3 courses of the masterclass. And next thing you know, I'm given a year subscription for free. And it was like I was being rewarded because I was pursuing the knowledge to make myself better at doing the thing that I love. And then as I began to get better, I began to write better stories. I began to add different nuances to my characters. I began to add a certain depth to the plot, to the twist, to the storyline. I began to feel it from the audience chair. And as I'm writing, I was like, oh, my audience is going to love this. Oh, my audience is going to hate me for this. Oh, they're going to cry about this. And I could feel it because I never wanted to be one-dimensional with my writing. And I never wanted to be where you just go in and laugh the whole time, but you don't even know what the play was about. I always wanted you to be able to experience the different emotions that we feel as humans: fear, anxiety, love, comedy, laughter, family, suspense, horror. I wanted all of that wrapped up in one. And that's what I aspired to do. So I kept doing it, and it was poorly at first, but it began to get better. And I'm saying all this because when I see the videos that Tanya Mormon gives us on the behind the scenes, and people are saying, oh, the stories are well executed, they're well written, I sit back and I say to myself, oh my God, I never thought that anything I wrote was worth putting on stage. Oh my God, I never thought that my stories would impact people the way they do. You guys share my snippets, you share my trailers like crazy. I have people inboxing me crying, telling me how they're moved to tears, telling me how these stories should be worldwide. And I'm sitting there, and I gotta tell people that if there's something that they love doing, they may not be great at it at first, but if they love doing it, keep doing it and get better so that it can be better. Does that make sense? Or do I feel like I'm, does that make sense to y'all? So it's like, I never thought that this entertainment thing would take me on the path that I've been on. Those of you that have been following me know I've been on the Stephen Harvey Show twice, been in the movie Almost Christmas, been at the red carpet opening with David E. Talbert, been on stage speaking with Les Brown. But more importantly than any of that stuff is seeing my work come to life, seeing the things that I love doing come to life, knowing that I have a hand in putting other artists on a platform that they long for, knowing that I'm grooming 10 and 11-year-olds for the stage, writing for them. I never saw that. Writing stories for 10 and 11-year-olds that really impact them, and providing them an opportunity to act, because here I was growing up in Williamsburg County. I didn't have an opportunity to get on stage. I didn't have an opportunity to act. You had the church programs, but that wasn't, back in my day, that wasn't acting. You were reciting a poem. You were reciting a monologue. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't full stage plays or anything of that nature. I was in one stage play all my life. And that was in high school. That was it. And so now to be able to come back and write stories that not only I get to be a part of, right? Because now I'm fulfilling the dream of not only being a writer, but an actor. I also get to fulfill the dream of so many others that are journeying with me in this process. And it didn't start out this way. It started out with me falling flat on my face several times, but I love doing it. And getting back up, dusting myself off, learning, because so many of us go out here and we jump and we do things and we haven't learned. We haven't trained. We haven't showed ourselves approved. And that's why it's not working. And we're wondering why we're not progressing, because you got to get better. That's the way we're designed. We're not designed to be average. We're not designed to be mediocre. We're designed to get better and better and better and better. And so I say to you, that thing that you may be doing poorly at first, right? Keep doing it. Keep getting the knowledge, the experience, and what you need to take it to the next level. And keep going to the next level. Keep going. Life is a never-ending process. As long as you're living, you should be growing, right? You should never stop wanting to be even more excellent. You should never stop wanting to be even more great. You should never stop. It should be, oh, what can I do? How can I surpass that? How can I grow? How can I go to another level? How can I take people with me? How can we grow? It should never be, oh, I got here, I'm good. Is you crazy? No, you have to continuously better yourself. But I say to you, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Don't stop because you sucked at it the first 10 times. Don't stop because you sucked at it the first 20 times. Don't stop because you stop because you sucked at it the first 7 years. Keep going. Keep getting the knowledge that you need. Keep trucking along, and something is going to open up for you. I promise you it will. And if it doesn't, then maybe that's not the thing for you. Okay, maybe that's not the thing for you. But I just want to encourage you that anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. But my friends, get better. Invest in you. Invest in the knowledge. Do what it takes to go to that next level. Don't be satisfied with mediocrity. Don't be satisfied with being average. You were born great. So all you got to do is be great. Let the greatness emerge, baby. It came here built in you. You know what I'm saying? It was already inside. Nobody didn't have to put it in there. It was already in there when you came into the world, when you when you're crying, right? When you come out your mother's womb. Come on, somebody. The greatness was already in you. All you got to do is be, baby. Let it emerge. Come on, y'all. Come on. I hope this has helped you guys. Share the broadcast, man. My name is Salandia Hammond, a.k.a. Sueham, baby. And for you writers out there, if you were listening, if you really, really were listening, then you got the nuggets I was dropping. I told you some of the stuff I was doing. I was listening to the master classes, watching those, the Shonda Rhimes, the Aaron Sorkin, the Spike Lee. The course is only $90. They're worth it. I got the book from Vanessa Lynn, Beyond the Chitlin Circuit, the Ultimate Playwrights Guide. I started researching everybody that was in my field. I started learning from stuff that was horrible so that I could find out, okay, what not to do. I started looking at the way I did my process. Okay, so that process was not so great. What can you do differently to be better? You know what I'm saying? We don't hit home runs all the time. But what I do is we analyze it to see how that we can get better. Come on, somebody. We can get better. I thank y'all so much for always supporting your girl, Team Sueham. Always, I love y'all. Remember to live, love, learn, and laugh. Don't quit. Follow your dreams to success. And I want to tell you something. I wrote the book called Your Dreams Matter. And if you're listening, I really think you should get the book, Your Dreams Matter. All you got to do is go to sueham.com/store. Get that audio book. You get to hear me talk to you, or you can get the printed book. But you really should pick up Your Dreams Matter, because they do. I love y'all. Peace. I'll see you around, baby. Coming to a city near you. Sueham, baby. Sueham plays. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, maybe I should hit end, but I don't want to. I want to sing. Come on, somebody. Okay, remember I said anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first, but maybe singing is not that thing for me, but come on, somebody. All right, y'all. Peace. Sueham.com. I love y'all, man.